Yeah, yeah. Oh man, what up? Sunday night heat. Well, Sunday night smoke for sure. You dig what I'm saying? Made in the 1980s. Make sure y'all check out the latest episode that dropped this past Friday. Everybody want to be MC Hammer now. That's the title. Make sure you check it out. Shout out to my man Wang. Condolences to you, my brother. If you can hop on, that's great. If not, hey, listen, man, we are going to reconvene at another time on this live. Look, y'all know what I do when we go live. We talk hip hop, we talk music, and it's a fun time to be a rap fan, man. It's a real fun time to be a rap fan. I don't know necessarily whose side y'all on. Feel free to chime in and chat, whatever you want to do, but all I really want to do is just keep my voice out there, keep my face, name, and likeness out there, because there's a lot of things that have happened in the last 72 hours in the world of hip hop. And man, I think it's worth some dissecting and acknowledging, right? So let's start with first, right? Everybody think the Drake diss is fake. Everybody think the Drake diss is AI. And I can honestly see why, right? Because this is the first time that this track is kind of released this way. It's not on a project. It's not released by your favorite DJ. It's not on a mix show. It's not on any of these places or platforms that we used to know and love and that we just depended on to get our rap information, you know. Here's the wild part about it. And I said this on the first Black Champ podcast. So if you missed it, sorry, but check this out, man. Not only is the Drake diss real, that second part, when the beat changed, that sounded like one of them ones, man. That started sounding like he went into hit record mode. So I'm excited to hear the B-side, if you will, or really it's probably the actual A-side of Push-Ups. And Drake, man, Drake is on fire. Drake is officially off tour, and he's sick of y'all shit, and it's actually pretty interesting. I know people were expecting more shots from Future on the new album that just dropped on Friday. And we really didn't get that. I didn't even get through all the album because it started off so like super like vibey, do drugs and sit there kind of stuff. Where it's like it's R&B album, and it's not that the Future R&B albums are bad. I just not the biggest Future R&B fan, but he does put together some really dope melodies. Obviously, Metro's still going crazy. Metro is producer of the year. I don't need to hear anything from anybody else because you're not going to put together two albums like that in 1 month and really move Metro out of position. I don't care who dropped. I don't care what beats get heard. Nobody is touching Metro in 2024. He is the producer of this year. He will define this year as well as submit his legacy with the work that he's doing in just 2 albums. And you know there's going to be more stuff coming from him. On to the beef, right? Here's something that I thought of, and people don't really acknowledge it. But this is where we are. It is 2024. And Drake has officially won one battle, if nothing else. He's won the battle against Funkmaster Flex. Now, I know what you're thinking. What are you talking about? Funk Flex ain't got nothing to do with this, but he actually does. He absolutely does. If you want to just rewind, 2016, I believe it was, maybe late 2015. Flex supposedly had the Meek Mill disc that we were waiting for between Charged Up and Back to Back, and it never came. Flex was the guy that was the record breaker as far as diss track. Even when radio stopped breaking music, Flex was the guy that, hey, look, come here to freestyle, come here to talk that talk. You got a diss track. Nobody was getting that record before Flex. That was his position. That was how he was respected. What does Drake do? What does Aubrey Graham do? Drake decides to give this diss track that the world has been waiting for to DJ Academics. What does that mean? That means the biggest, most anticipated diss track of the year totally flew over Flex's head, out of Drake's hands and into DJ Academics. Not Kaisa, not DJ Academics, not DJ Envy, DJ Academics. That is major because now he has officially cemented himself as the guy to break the music that the people want to hear. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but listen, for what, 20, 30 years? No, it's 2024. For 30 years now, we have depended on Funkmaster Flex to give us the latest diss, the latest freestyle, that exclusive, that street exclusive. Rest in peace, K Slay. He's no longer with us. So it can't be on K Slay also. So it was really, but for a while, because he's on Hot 97 in the prime spots, it's on Funkmaster Flex to make that happen. I mean, hey, look, that's the drop. Funkmaster Flex night. Funkmaster Flex. I'm like, hey, that lets you know, oh man, like the world is going to be in a frenzy after this. And Drake totally took that from him. He took that. This is the first time in my hip hop life that a diss track is dropped and Funk Flex has nothing to do with it. Whether it's playing the original joint that kicks it off or the rebuttal. Now, that's not saying that Kendrick Lamar or A$AP Rocky or Future or somebody else can't get that record to Flex. But here's the deal. The residual effect of beefing with Drake is that now you don't want to risk a smaller or more jaded audience getting the record against his. So now, if you're just doing into my rap nerd brain here, if Ak breaks the Drake record, Ak kind of has to break the Kendrick record or the A$AP Rocky record or the Ross record, which he kind of did, but, you know, it was just there. Obviously, Ross drops his own music, so, you know, that goes without saying. But for the impact, for the conversation, for the immediate reaction that spawns everything, it starts with DJ Academics now. And that's, we're in the streaming era. He is the #1 streamer. No matter how you feel about him, no matter what you think about his past content, his past work, and anything like that, where we sit right now in hip hop is that Academics is the premier outlet to get your message out to the widest hip hop audience, whether it's positive or negative. That's where we sit right now. I don't know if anybody would try to argue that, because all the streamers that are doing just as well as him are just younger than him. Like, they OG, you know? I don't think people would play the route of maybe getting a Gillian Wallow or a Joe Budden or a Math Hoffa to release their disc records, you know what I'm saying? But it's but that is just kind of where we are, you know what I mean? That's just where we are. So Ak is now creating big moments in hip hop due to the biggest artist, hip hop artist for sure in the world, because respect to Bad Bunny, right? But Drake is now officially the biggest artist in the world. He is now just solidified and just stamped Ak is like, oh no, you the outlet, you're the go-to, you're the guy that gets the exclusives now, and that's wild, man. That's what a time. What a time to be alive. All irony and puns intended with that. So now let's go deeper into the just the aspects of all of this. I thought the record was dope. Let's start there. I thought the record that Drake dropped was super dope. I want to hear that other joint. Um, it's funny how he addresses a lot, and at the same time he begins to just precursor a lot of things going on. I love and here's to let you know some things that let you know it couldn't have been AI. Let me just break that down for y'all. You know why the song couldn't have been AI? Because he dissed John Morant. Who knew that Drake and John Morant really had an issue? Like, they shouldn't even be having any of the same young ladies in common because John Morant's not even 25, right? He's not 25 yet, I don't believe. Drake is almost 40. I didn't even know they had common people or common interests. Like, T. Morant and Drake should have an issue, not Ja, but whatever, right? The line itself, I don't care what Cole would say, that dot shit was weak as fuck. That's a great bar. That's a great real time. I acknowledge everything that's been happening, and I don't feel that way. I don't think AI is pretty good. AI is pretty savvy. AI is not putting together a beat, a bar like that. It's just not happening. Not at this stage anyway. Not at this stage anyway. And again, man, I mean, hey, look, if nothing else, y'all, hey, look, y'all heard that rough, unmixed version or whatever, but here's the real deal. Drop the track. And one thing I will say that Ack is good for is having legit, tangible content. Whether it's the pictures, it's the videos, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie. When he said that he had video of Peter Rosenberg's wife taking a bunch of BBC while they were engaged, I was like, man, that is diabolical. This man is a heinous individual. But some tell me he really got it. So I was like, and you know what? Hey, and it was pieced up and let go right after that. That's why they have not spoken to each other. The other reason why I know it's real, hey, look, Flex and Act, not the flyest, not the coolest. So Drake in this double entendre of beef got Flex twice. Not only did he not give him the track, he gave it to somebody that he don't even necessarily mess with like that. It's crazy. Rick Ross. Let's talk Rick Ross real quick, man. So I'm aware that I'm probably going to be the minority in what I'm going to say here, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to speak truthfully. That Rick Ross diss was weak as hell. It was, man. Listen, I don't consider Ross to be the greatest of orators. I don't really put him in this category or class of top-notch lyricists like many people do. Apparently, I'm sleep. A lot of the bars that I remember from Rick Ross songs are more funny than they are clever or impressive or mind-blowing. So, yeah, give him respect for getting right to the booth and having a response to the Drake joint within hours. But, man, we got to stop weighing high on completion points and just casually glossing over quality. We got to stop doing that. We got to get out of this situation where we are sitting here saying, oh, but hey, he turned it around. He did this in 2 or 3 hours. It was light work. It's like, but is it fire, though? Like, fire is what make battles and diss tracks and beef and freestyles. That's what makes them what they are. I'm not impressed by a lot of people that can just rap quickly or write quickly. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is how good it sounds when you're doing it. That's what she said. But with that being said, second verse, he kind of picks it up a little bit, but then Ross goes to his classic bag of jokes. And the jokes were funny. I don't know why he pointed out that the white boy, aka Drake, wears his Dockers with no underwear. I don't know why you would say that on a song for any reason. I don't understand why you would acknowledge knowing that. But hey, here we are. Here we are. And see, and that's my problem with Rick Ross. That's my problem with Rick Ross. He says a lot of things that, yes, they're funny, but it's still like, how do you know this information? What do you mean by that? You know, like why are you letting me know these things? And of course, he's already at the pool making jokes, you know, calling a Drake big nose and white boy. And yeah, it's juvenile, you know. I hope he comes with a better record if this is what he's going to do. But yeah, no, I saw y'all on Twitter, because I'm never calling it X. I saw y'all on Twitter going crazy. A lot of people were talking that record up like he really had like no Vaseline in the tub, and he released a snippet. I ain't hear none of that. Didn't sound like that to me. Nah. Where do we go from here? Hey, listen, I don't mind if Ross falls back permanently. He can stick to the internet jokes. He's way better at jokes than he is like actual rapping. But here's my thing. Just because it's not going to go unnoticed. Can't wait for 50 Cent to jump into this. I can't. Hey, look, it's 1 on 20 now. But if 50 just hops on Drake's side just because Rick Ross is in this, I'm here for this. This is going to be the best year ever in hip hop. It's going to be, because they have too much money and now too much time on their hands. And you just ain't going to be able to just rap your way out of this one. It's going to be funny. Now, I just saw that there's apparently like reference tracks being released for ghostwriting allegations against Kendrick Lamar now. So here's my immediate thought on that, right? This is the music business, and honestly, hip hop rules don't apply to the music business. And that's me with really clear knowledge and understanding of what's happening here. You know, the days of, oh, but I wrote every single rhyme I ever spit. I was like, okay, cool. Like, that's great. And that's awesome. But, and based on what hip hop was founded on, that's a stat. But when you sign to a label, or when you are on an independent label and your job is to make music and make product that is for sale, you're gonna hire some employees. You know, you might outsource a hook or two. You might have a reference track. You might take an idea or a flow and you might make it your own. But that's the music business. I think that even the elitist of elite hip hop purists and hip hop snobs should best calibrate correctly. Like, yeah, writing songs, collaboratively writing on songs is that's what the music business is. You know, if we were still in the days of black parties and ciphers, then I would feel differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would feel different. But listen, Big Bank Hank took Grandmaster Caz's verse, put it on Rapper's Delight. It was the first real rap hip hop record ever. And people thought Big Bang Hank got off, but they was like, oh wait, that's Casanova. I mean, yeah, Grandmaster Caz, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, yeah, Casanova Fly. You know what I mean? Shout out to the legend. And yeah, it helps both of their legacies. You know what I'm saying? Because, well, Hank is on the record, rest in peace to him, but Caz wrote it. So he's like, oh no, this is why he was literally the best rapper alive in like 1978 and 79. Like that's what it is. So the point is still proven. The better MC is still acknowledged. But this is the music business, man. A lot of R&B guys, a lot of rock guys, blues, bluegrass, ska, name the genre, pop. A lot of people are getting songs and making it their own. It doesn't make them more or less of a creative. It doesn't make them more or less of an artist. They just possess a certain skill or a certain just thing that other people just don't have. And sometimes, man, it's on the delivery. I think Rick Ross' career is living and dying by delivery. I think if he sounds any other way, saying the things that he says, no way that y'all are speaking about him in such reverence. Because I listen to his lyrics and sometimes I sit and read what he just said. It's like, this is not that great. But who am I to judge, right? I'm just another rap nerd on YouTube. Wild cards. You know who's going to get interesting if this goes left and gets out of control? A$AP Rocky. Because A$AP Rocky and Drake really don't like each other because of Rihanna. And one of them wanted her back, and one of them keeps getting her pregnant. And I got to listen to the Future joint again, the one that just dropped, We Still Don't Trust You. But apparently, Rocky is letting Drake know, nah, it's still up with you too. All of that is going to make for, I think, good conversation, good internet fodder, good memes, good gifts. But what I do like about all of this, as Drake takes on all of his friends, because French Montana is now in this because of Rick Ross letting us know about the cease and desist. He's in it. Who else is in this? There's just so many people. Rocky, Ross, Future, Metro, John Morant, man, shoot, kind of Rihanna. Hey, look, and I'm still looking out for anything Pusha T or Kanye related. None of this is over. It's 2024, and the industry has decided they don't like Drake and they're not collaborating with him anymore. Oh, and can't forget Kendrick Lamar. And so far, he's coming out swinging. He's coming out swinging. I want to see the responses now. Cole is taking himself out of all of this. He's taking himself out of the big three. We don't even have to acknowledge the big three if it ain't Ice Cube's organization. And we should do exactly that starting now. Simba's already shot what he had to do out there at J. Cole. I like it. He did it over the control beat. Super ironic or not so much. I think this is all amazing. I think this is all great. This is all hip hop. This is the aspect of competition. You know, the last decade, a lot of people complained that all the rappers were all friends and it was passive aggressive friendliness and they don't want to beef. They don't want to fight. Everybody was worried about the 50 job rule or a Pac and Big situation and things of that nature. But or people like a Jay-Z Nas or Jada Kiss Beans, people were worried about how far this era would take it in that. And now the OGs just can't deny it anymore. They can't back away from it. And I say this about Ross and Drake. Whether you like them or you don't, no matter how you feel about them and their music, they follow all the hip hop rules, man. They will engage, whether it's good or bad, indifferent, corny, stand up. They've done it all. They will continue to live every aspect of the hip hop rules. And I admire it, man. I respect it. I respect it because it's a lot to put yourself out there and risk yourself looking super crazy, but then still come out on top and have hit records. And they've both done it. They've both done it. So that's why this matchup alone, that's interesting to me. Kendrick, let's talk Kendrick before we get out of here, man. Kendrick Lamar, now granted, Kendrick Lamar obviously has the energy. He has a lot of momentum. Like that really rang off. But this is the first time it's been quiet for that record. And ironically, as soon as Drake drops, it gets quiet for Kendrick Lamar. This is interesting because now how long does Kendrick Lamar wait to respond? Now, he's not on any clock as far as the public opinion is concerned, but I do think that it is important for Kendrick to do something out of character, and that is entertain this and whatever he has in the tuck or whatever he has that's going to be on the way. He needs to put it out. He needs to drop these records or record and really duel it out because now Drake is more than prepared and he has more than enough time on his hands. I'm sure they're both still crafting now. Obviously, there's rumors circulating around from every angle that's saying that more diss tracks are coming. And now I'm here for it. I won't lie. I think Drake is going to get a lot of these brothers out the paint by my birthday. So May 15th, I think, is literally down to Kendrick and Drake. I think everybody else is going to get out the paint musically. I won't say that it won't be shots taken on social media or shots in interviews, or it won't be some other things transpiring. But I just think from a music level, Kendrick is the only real competition. I don't see anybody else even being considered a threat to out-rap Drake. And I would love to see how they put together out hating the other person. Like, who doesn't like who more? And how do you put that together? I don't know, because Drake seems to not like anybody either, you know? So this is all going to be interesting, man. I am excited. I'm going to stay here glued to my phone and to my Mac and to the streaming platforms, to the streamers. I mean, hey, look, watch, follow, act, right? Or wait for the updates. It's going to come some way, shape, or form through him. Who do you got in the battles? Like, who do you think is going to like prevail? Will anybody take Drake out? Like, do you believe that? And who? Is it Kendrick? Is it Future and Metro? Is it Ross? Is it French Montana? Is it A$AP Rocky? Will John Morant drop a diss track? Like, what? Like, how does he even incorporate himself into this? When does 50 get involved because Ross has talked too much? Because I think the envy stuff, he was about to cook up and then that kind of died down. But now 50 just strikes me as a guy that will just instantly get on offense. He'll see it's 1 against 11 and be like, well, now it's 2. and you know where he goes, Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder will follow suit. G-Unit Soldier time. Man, it's a very interesting time. I think this is the shake up that hip hop needed. And I am waiting to be thoroughly entertained. Obviously, we want to keep it all peace, love, and hip hop, all lyrics only. Man, but if somebody got slapped, I wouldn't be like too upset. You know, we don't want to see nobody get seriously hurt. We don't want to see people die. We don't want to see anybody's like family severely affected from anything going on right now. We don't want any of that. That's whack. That's trash. That's not player. That's not G. This is hip hop. We're going to keep it hip hop. I say these words on these beats better than you. And that's all it's got to be. It ain't got to be no more than that. And if anybody is prepared to take it more than that, then, bro, build a tree house, get a new hobby, learn pickleball, just do something else with your time, man. That's it for me. I appreciate y'all checking me out on this stream. Hey, look, made in the 1980s. Check out the new episode, man, and know that it's always love.